Meteorologist Matthew East here with you with your January 13th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Had a pretty cold start to the day, lows well down in the lower 20s, even some upper teens in the traditionally colder spots this morning, and still a lot of residual cold air in the central and eastern part of the country. But we're beginning to crawl out of the deep freeze, and we'll see a pretty significant warming trend coming up here over the next couple of days. Let me show you the overall pattern. This is a pretty neat water vapor imagery shot here from this morning, and a couple of features. One is a little upper level disturbance that's moving near the Rio Grande, and that's causing some rain down in South Texas and northern Mexico. But this is really our next major system just cruising into California today. That's going to dive down, get a pretty good area of low pressure going in the Gulf that will then lift up our way. This weekend looks to be a pretty moisture-laden system as it moves through. Now, again, this morning, the two areas of rain of note across the country, one way down in South Texas, and then the West Coast really gearing up for a very active couple of week stretch here with numerous storm systems going to move through. They're going to pick up a lot of rain, a lot of precip over the course of the next couple of weeks. Mudslides are going to become an issue, I'm sure, as the El Nino sort of flexes its muscle here over the next couple of weeks. All right, let's get into the modeling. This is the 6C run of the GFS. Today is going to be a pretty quiet day, a lot of sunshine, highs warming up into the 40s. Now, it's still going to be pretty cold tonight. We're talking low temperatures tonight, down into the 20s again, but how about some 50s tomorrow? I think we'll see some high clouds as that disturbance near the Rio Grande sort of presses eastward, but I don't think that's really going to impact us warming into the 50s. So probably low to mid 50s tomorrow, and then how about mid to even upper 50s on Friday? Pretty nice couple of days coming up to end this work week. But notice on Friday, the moisture really beginning to pool down here in the Gulf of Mexico as that area of low pressure begins to take shape. We go out to Saturday, 1 in the afternoon, that low centered southeast of the mouth of the Mississippi River. And the GFS is really now sort of come in line with the timing on most of the other modeling. Now, the exact track this low takes, still a bit of a question mark. Some models take this low toward the Tennessee Valley before cranking a secondary low. Other models still keep everything suppressed to the south. But I think the net result for our region is really the same in terms of the rain. This looks really now like a rain-producing system. I've been leaning the entire time with this system for the Piedmont and the foothills as being an all-rain-producing system. But I think any of that small chance of freezing rain continues to diminish. We're going to keep watching it because there still is going to be some cold air damming as this system moves in, but it looks like the high pressure off to our north is not quite strong enough to push sub-freezing temperatures into the region. So as it stands now, it looks like by Saturday night some pretty good rain begins to push in. Those shades of blue, you know, that's getting upwards of an inch of rain in a 6-hour time span. And so this is pretty good rain that pushes in Saturday night into parts of Sunday. And notice here by Sunday 1 in the afternoon that deep slug of moisture that initially moves in is off to the northeast of our area. But as the upper level low pushes in, you get sort of a deformation band set in. And as those upper level temperatures crash, I wouldn't be shocked if some of the very highest elevations of the mountains kicked over to a period of some snow with this. But outside of those higher mountain elevations, this really looks like a rain-producing system, and probably a good bit of rain. We could see this is a juicy southern branch system, and so I think there'll be some healthy rain amounts across our region as this system pulls through. Now, Monday, the GFS pulls this all offshore. Some of the other modeling keeps an area of low pressure tucked relatively close to the coast and sort of keeps some clouds and light rain around Monday. I've gone with the dry scenario Monday, but just keep in mind that the dry Monday forecast isn't set in stone. All right, looking deeper to next week, there's Tuesday, quiet and mild, and it looks like toward the end of next week we'll see another system move through. And we're entering that stretch here where, again, we're going to see the main storm track sort of off to our north and west, some ridging here across the southeast. So any of the systems that move through here for the next couple of weeks will be rain producers, with the cold air really bottled up well off to our north. So another rain chance late next week. The GFS indicating another system around the 25th or so as well. Now, this latest run of the GFS keeps things relatively mild here across the southeast through the end of the run. I don't really know that that's correct. Notice a lot of cold air up here in Canada. And it looks like still, I think, by the end of January, and if not by then by early February at the latest, we probably get into another trough scenario here across the central and eastern part of the country. So I do think the cold air returns at some point there, late January or early February, and we get back into a cold pattern overall. But the exact timing of when that switch back to a colder pattern will occur is still in question. But generally speaking, again, winter not over by any stretch of the imagination. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.